Welcome to another quick review and install video from Ultimate DIYer. And today we're going to install a 12-inch LED light, and we're going to install it on our testing wall. And we're going to have a dimmable switch already set so that we can see how this unit really works. We're going to see if it has a hesitation or if it does not have a hesitation. We're also going to see how hard it is to set the different light scales on this. So just a little bit about this unit. Obviously, like I just said, it is dimmable. It's a semi-flush mount, meaning that it has a flush mount that goes to the top, drops down a little, and kind of has a pendant underneath it, which is a pretty cool system, which means this looks really good in a hallway. It also can look good in a kitchen, a living room, dining room, bedroom, utility room. It can look great anywhere. It has a built-in switch in this one. Now, this unit does not come with a remote. Some of these units have remotes. That's why you are going to have a dimmable switch. It does not come with that switch. You're going to have to get it yourself and install it, but it's pretty simple to do. This unit is going to be black and gold. It's kind of a mid-century type pendant light, like I said earlier. What we're going to do, though, before we start installing it, is we're going to go ahead and open up the box, and we're going to see what comes in it. Now, I have not opened this up. I have cut it open, but I have not taken it out. So let's see what we actually get here. So we're going to open this part here, pull it back. And usually these have a lot of foam in them, guys. They do that to protect it. And it just pulls up. If you grab the center, the whole unit pulls up, and what is left in here looks like it is nothing but the foam base that protects that. So let's set that down for a minute. This just slides off, and this is your entire unit. And let's see what we have here. We're going to have to loosen these two screws to pull the mounting plate out, and then the mounting plate is going to get put there. And I don't see the hardware yet. It may still be. It is probably going to be in the bottom of that box. We're going to have to dig a little more. Now, here is your temperature setting, guys. This temperature setting has a 1 through 5, and I would imagine 1 is probably going to be our warm, and 5 is going to be our bright color. Now, I have not looked at the manual yet. That's another thing missing, which is probably all underneath that bottom piece. But we're going to go ahead and set it all the way to 5. This is your LED module. The cool thing about this module is that it's good for the life of the unit. You do not have to replace. Now, the cover here is very lightweight. It is plastic. So we just take this and just slide it back in. You'll have those indents right here. Slide the indents into the barbs just like that and turn, and now you're locked into place. Now, one good thing about the plastic is if you do mess up and don't get it turned in there, if that was to fall, it's not going to hurt anything or anyone because it is extremely lightweight plastic, very soft. Now, this is going to be out of our way and mounted, which is what's going to hold it. Here's our wires right here. This one is going to have a white, which is going to be your neutral, a black, which is going to be your hot wire, and it has an earth ground, which is right here, and that earth ground is going to be bare. And usually on your earth ground, you're going to have a screw. We can't see it yet, but there's a screw usually mounted here, and this will be mounted to that screw, which is usually a green screw, and you will take your earth ground from the top up there, and you are going to mount them together. So let's go ahead and look and see if we can find the rest of our stuff, because we are obviously missing it. So I'm thinking it is going to be under this unit here, probably on the back. Yep, there it all is. And they even have a little red deal. They're strapped in. It says, important, this package contains associated hardware required to assemble this product. Do not disregard. So they even have it strapped in red to make sure that you do not lose it. Now, see, if I had just pulled this out, set it aside, and somebody had thrown this away in the meantime, I would have been in trouble, because you need this. So it's going to have the wire nuts, which you're going to need to put it together. It has an instruction manual, and you have the two screws that is going to mount that bracket. So what we're going to do real quick, let's go ahead and let's unscrew this. And just set that screw down. And you'll have one on this side. Set that down. There we go. Now this is the bracket that we need. All right, guys, so the very first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to a breaker box and shut power off. In my case, I'm going to shut the switch off here because I know exactly where the power and everything is. But one thing I would suggest, guys, is use some type of a no contact tester like this. You can use other little testers, but they're not always accurate. This is going to let you know right away if you have power. Push the button, and all I'm going to do is put it near it. Right now, I'm dead. A lot of times when you go to neutral, guys, if you're using your switch and not the breaker, you may get a little beep. That's kind of normal. It's not going to hurt anything, but that's why I would suggest turning off your power at the breaker. Just to show you what it's like with power, I'm going to flip the switch on, and when you get that, that means you have power. Do not touch that. We know now we are totally dead and I have no power. All right, I'm going to set that down. Now, if I was working off a ladder, like I said a while ago, I would have this on a ladder and have a box or something under it, so I could sit here by myself and easily wire these two wires. But I'm going to try to hold this up just so that you guys can see. The way I generally wire this, by the way, is I will start with my earth ground first. For one thing, that gives me a little bit of a safety line in case this drops or what have you. It's holding it and it doesn't crash straight to the floor. But you always want to work in reverse order from safety to hot wire. So I generally will start with my earth ground, I will go to my neutral, and then I go with my hot. Now these are going to already be stripped and ready to go. If you were replacing a light, you're simply going to shut the power down and do the exact opposite of what I'm doing now and unwire your unit. So after you have actually taken and unwired your other light, you've got your wires stripped, they're set in there ready to go, take your bracket and let's get the bracket mounted first. Now we want this with the little wings facing down because that's what's going to hold our light. And we are going to take and put these through it. This is why you want to make sure that these are not hot because this is metal and you're going to be touching it. And then I'm going to simply line these screws up and put them in the holes here. And I will take my screw gun. Now you can use a screwdriver or a screw gun. Both will work just as easy. Sometimes I back it up a little. Get it started like that. Just like that. And this screw bit's worn out just a little. That's why you hear the clicking. And we're going to put that. There we go. Get this one a little tighter. All right, so you don't want that to be loose, guys. You want it to be fairly snug. Now remember, guys, I have already set this to the daylight. I like the really bright light. Now figure out which one you like, or one cool thing about this one is all you have to do is leave this off. Matter of fact, we're going to do it just to show you. We're going to install it, and then we can play with the one that we really like, and then we'll put the cover on. So now we're going to take it over here. We're going to start in reverse order. I normally will go with the earth ground first, get that wired in, but we're not going to do it on this unit. Remember, we're just going to do a quick demonstration. So I'm going to do my neutral next. I do the neutral and then I will do my hot wire. Twist this until you start feeling and seeing the wire under you twist. That is ready. We're going to take the next one and put it right here and kind of wrap it around that wire just a little. And now then we're going to start that one. And it is good to go. Then we're going to take the wires, put them up inside, just like that. And any excess here, now you could, if you want, trim some of that wire off, but if you've got a lot of room in there, guys, I just leave that wire. You never know when you're going to need it. And then you're going to take this and line these holes up with those brackets right there. And we are going to try and start our screw. Now this might be where it's a little easier to use a screwdriver to help get this started, because this is in your way here. There we go. All right, so now we have it ready. So now what we can do is we can power it on and we can check the light and see how it looks. And I'm going to turn off the surrounding lights, guys, so you get a real feel of how this looks. Okay, guys, there it is, nice and dark. Let's see what it looks like. That is our power on, and if you notice, that came on really quickly. I do like that. There's our dimmer. That was all the way off, and we're going to slowly move it up. Really great. All right, so that's daylight. Let's see if we can flip the switch. And the switch is just right here in the middle. And I can actually play with it. There's that color, slightly different. There's the next one. There, that should be our warm. There we go. I mean, that can't, let's get it where it just barely comes. So that's a really nice mood light. Watching TV in the evening or something, or you want a hallway just lit up just a little bit. That's going to be your warm light. Your warm light all the way up to the bright daylight. Bright white is right underneath the bright daylight. So there we go, and I think that is our final. That is. So that's the one I generally prefer. I like bright, but a lot of people don't. They have certain color schemes and they want it a little bit dimmer, and that's exactly what you can do with this light. So now we have that. Let's go ahead and put our cover on. And we remember, you take these, line them up, and turn it. Very nice. Very good. So guys, overall, great system, great construction, all metal, plastic here, which is nice for safety. I love the fact I can set the warmth of the actual lights. I love the fact that I can adjust it from the wall. I don't have to worry about losing a remote down in a sofa or one of the kids carrying it off somewhere and then I can't change the lights. I do it at the switch. So do yourself a favor, guys. Pick yourself up one today. I don't think you'll regret it. And we will see you guys on the next review.